This episode of The Surge is brought to you by Origin, proud partners of Cricket Australia and powering the power surge in BBL 15. BBL 15 is underway, and what a start to the competition it has been. The Sydney Sixers are already under pressure, while the Melbourne Stars got off to the dream start at the MCG.
One hit needed. Marcus Stoinis says there it is.
One of their fast bowlers, Peter Siddle, joins us at the desk, and we'll chat with Pakistan all-rounder and Sydney Thunder recruit Shadab Khan ahead of the Sydney Smash. It's time to get into the show. This is The Surge. G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of The Surge. I'm Adam White and I'm joined by co-host Peter Siddle. Peter Siddle, welcome.
Cheers, Whitey. Thanks for having me back.
Now, we're just going to get straight into it. What is with the hair? What is with the hair?
Oh, I've done it a few times throughout the Big Bash over the years, and I think when I initially started doing it, I just thought back to when I was a young up-and-comer, starting out my career with Victoria and sort of local and Premier Cricket with Dandenong. I had the bleached hair as a youngster, and I'm like, why not bring it back? And I probably thought initially I was bringing it back because I was close to retiring, and that was about 6 or 7 years ago. And here we are again, still going with it. So, yeah, I think I like the blonde.
Most of our audience probably won't remember Billy Idol, but you say you got a bit of Billy Idol about you coming into bowl at the MCG.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know, is it making you bowl quick because you're bowling rockets?
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's the plan. I think after last year, I probably surprised myself a little there, and I was like, I can't just come back this year and just be mediocre and not do that again. So, yeah, a lot of preparation and effort in the off season that I had to prepare and be ready to be able to do that. So it was exciting. It was exciting just to get back out in the field. Obviously being semi-retired, but yeah, it was nice to get out there, get stuck in, and have a bit of fun.
But you're 41. You've been playing first-class cricket, or you were playing first-class cricket 20 years ago. You're not meant to be doing this. You're bowling sort of low to mid 140s. That's not meant to happen at 41, Sids.
Yeah, it's not meant to, but I think I've always been a fighter, and I've always wanted to push myself, whatever level I've played and whatever format. And I think, yeah, like I said last year, I tried a few different things because I wanted to impress in the Big Bash. I wasn't part of last year's Big Bash until real late. So I was like, I have to do something different to show people that I can still compete. And then, yeah, that's where the pace came about. And I think I surprised a lot of people with that. So, yeah, obviously signing the extension and getting it to come around again, knowing that I wasn't playing professional cricket anymore, I had to do something different. I had to prepare differently to make sure that I was ready to go. I've always said that yes, I'm playing at my age, but I don't want to take someone else's spot unless it's warranted with performances. Then that's fine because we don't want to be giving out free hats. But yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I was ready to go. And I think, yeah, last night it's only the start, but it's a good, representation of what I've put in over the last few months to be ready for that first game, but ready for the whole tournament. But yeah, it was nice to get that first one out of the way.
So what have you done? Because you haven't been playing cricket. So what have you done to be able to keep your speeds up, your fitness up, those sorts of things?
Yeah, I think the big one that I actually tell everyone is the fact that I don't have to prepare and bowl 40 overs a week in preparation for a Shield game. I only have to prepare to bowl 24 balls. So in theory, it's only 200 odd balls plus maybe finals at the end that I have to be ready to bowl. So, I had this thing in my mind that I wanted to train like a sprinter. I think I've always had a nice run up and efficient. I wanted to be better at that. And then it was about working to be stronger at the crease. How can I withstand running in faster and hitting the crease and being strong? So, yeah, that was pretty much the little brief that I gave the S&C at Cricket Victoria, Joel Tratt. And I said to him, yeah, let's do something different. Let's train a bit differently than we probably would in the past. Individualised training, just him and I, doing my own stuff around the sort of Vic setup that I've been helping out and bowling a bit with them. And, it's given me a bit of a buzz. I think just, over the years, it's just the same old training. But to do something different is definitely, maybe work that little bit harder. And who knows if it was ever going to work, but I think it was about having something in place that I could challenge myself with and probably keep me focused. Whether it works or not, who knows? But like I said to him at the start, I said, even if we can just help a little 1%. I'm a little bit more efficient in my run-up, a little bit stronger at the crease, and I can hold that pace more consistently throughout a whole match rather than just, one fast ball and then, sort of tapering off a bit. And I think, last night was a good start. Who knows what the max speed might be at the end of the thing, but it's not about that. I think it's just about the efficiency and consistency throughout. And, like I said, it was a bit nerve-wracking last night, but it was nice to get it out of the way and, see how all that work has paid off.
Have you surprised yourself in what you are actually doing?
Yeah, I have a little bit. Like I've always backed my own ability and skills and knowing how hard I do work. But like I said, over the years, it's sort of like it becomes a little bit, structured. It's the same old stuff over and over and over. And I probably, haven't had opportunities as much as I have this period to, focus specifically on something real little and small. Yes, it's going to help me great in the long run, but I haven't had that period. I haven't had that time where I could bowl less, as weird as that sounds. I'm backing my skill and my preparation over the years to focus more on the fitness, getting the body right, and the gym work. And it's been nice to do something different and see the change. And who knows, it could be a little idea of how it is to go about in franchise cricket for bowlers. I think a lot of batters play it, but it might be a little blueprint that who knows. We'll see how it goes and how the planning. But the training side of things has been a hell of a lot of fun.
One last one on you before we start to talk more broadly about the Stars. I remember talking to you about this last year, that it was almost like, well, I didn't expect to play this year. So it's a bit of a bonus. And when I'm in bonus time, I can kind of relax a little bit. I wasn't expecting to play. But this time round, is it different again mentally? Because it's kind of like, this isn't bonus time. This has been locked in for quite some time.
Yeah, I think this time it's been, that's probably why there was so much nerves last night. I've never been that nervous before games, but last night I was.
Including for Test cricket?
Yeah, because I backed my preparation and skills, and I knew if that was right and I'd done everything I could, then the games are fine. Because it's that second guessing that I should have done this, I should have done that after the game. That's the one that hurts you the most, not so much the performance. So this time, knowing that my last pretty much real serious professional game was the game I retired, the first class game back in March in Perth. So that's a long time to play a real serious, where it's on the line. And you got to step up. And so, I think the nerves last night, they were real. And so that's what I'll say. Like I said, I've said a few times, it's just to get that first game out of the way. But now, I do have to perform. I extended that contract before the end of the season. I knew it was going to come about. And I think hence why I think I focused so much on what can I do differently. I know in the short period that I had last year to get my pace up and going, what I did. But I'm like, well, how can it look if I do it over a couple of months of preparation rather than just a couple of weeks? And that like I said, that's been as much fun as the lead in the last couple of days is the preparation, the work I've done with him. Haven't discussed it much with a lot of people, so it's the boys have been seeing me do it, but just having something specific to chase has been a good motivator. And I think last night, even after the game, just obviously Morsey had been hearing about it, but him to see it and just give you that pat on the back about just being prepared and ready to go, but just having a little word with Joel after the game, it was it was pretty special.
The first year of a 4-year contract, you're doing well. So the Melbourne Stars, there's been a real focus on starting this season well after what had happened last year, but also the way you finished to try and carry the momentum into the new year. How important was it getting that early season win?
Oh, massive. I think, we spoke a lot about last year, the start and how hard that was on us, but then how to turn it around and the momentum that we gained from that. But I think we got some good learnings at the end of last season of what helped us change, where we're at as a team, and how that helped us go forward at the back half there. So we had a bit of a head start and how we could go about it this time and starting a bit later. Last year, being that first game, it makes it hard for everyone to come together and then bang, you're playing. Whereas this time, having a little bit longer, those few extra days, be around each other, a few training sessions together, and even just the gelling, just spending time as a group has definitely helped. And that with the focus on probably being a bit more clearer in the plans for individuals is what we found last year worked well for us at the back half. And, yeah, I think last night was a good example of that. I think the way we went about it with the ball, everyone stood up at their opportunity. They were ready to go. We've got lots of bowling options. So, yeah, the boys, when it was their time to shine, they could stand up and, yeah, then the bat, they were clinical. I think, the obviously Stoin, the captain, got that done. But, yeah, to see Campbell come in, play his way at the start and then, get a bit adventurous near the end was, it was obviously great signs for us as a team.
I'm pretty sure I asked you this question last year, but the whole thing about playing for the Melbourne Stars and the pressure, especially I think it's increased again now the Hurricanes have got the title and now the Stars are the only team that haven't. Is it something that you talk about and try and not embrace that pressure, but don't make it the elephant in the room? Or is it something you can just push to the side and say, no, we're just focusing on moving ahead, looking ahead?
I think it always pops up. I think last night, I remember sitting in the rooms when we were going out to bat and, it kept popping up. It popped up a fair few times in the footage. The results and who's won it, how many times, kept coming up on the screen. So there's always a little giggle and chuckle. But Morsey's always put it perfectly to the group, and it's more just around how special it would be to be the first people to do it for the team. And I'm lucky enough that was me in Adelaide when we won it for the first time. I was a part of that first group. And I think that's the good thing to strive for. Like, as much, yes, you want to win it, and to do that, you got to be the first people. But, yeah, it's nice to think of that as a group, not just like, as in, oh, yeah, we want to win it. But it's like, yeah, win it with this group of boys, like, that we have a lot of fun with. We love being around each other, and we have a hell of a lot of fun out in the field. So, yeah, just that little thing it's a nice way to think about it, that, yeah, gee, if we do win it, it's not our second or our third. It's, you're part of history and it's the first one for the organisation. So it's a good little thing to strive for, and a good thing to think of as a whole and as a strong group, and trying to stay together for that.
He intrigues me, Peter Moores. He's great to talk to about cricket. He's had recent success with what he was able to do over in the UK in the season just finished. Talk to us about what he's like, because it feels to me he's more a mental preparer rather than a physical preparer, getting you guys into the right headspace to play and giving you confidence to play. Is that a fair observation?
Yeah, it is. He's a little bit of everything. It's like, yeah, he's obviously that wise man that's the coach.
That's right, the father figure.
He is. He's got loads of experience. Like you said, he's coached, all around the world. He's coached internationally. So he's got so much experience that when you tap into it and talk cricket with him, it is amazing. And I think, him bouncing from, being that sort of father figure, just having general conversation about life with you, but then, niggling in with a little bit of cricket here and there just to get you thinking and get you, thinking about something differently, or how you're going to prepare. He's a great man to talk to about cricket, I think, and life. But I think that's been the good thing. He can bounce from, one to the other. He mixes well with different personalities, which, this Stars group's got plenty of different personalities, different age ranges. But he's seen it all. And I think that probably helped us a lot last year in just trying to find a way to go from losing those games to them winning. Just his calm, manner definitely kept us in a good place, and talking about enjoyment and all those little things. But yeah, he's been great fun to work with. I've obviously known him for a long time, for my time in England, but never really played underneath him. So it's nice to be on his side and learn from him, because there's still a lot to learn. I'm still learning as a 41-year-old. Some of the ideas he comes to me with and plans and stuff like that. It makes it fun for me, because like I said, things can get very boring and just stale in the environment that of cricket over the years.
That's because you've been a professional cricketer for over 20 years. That is, probably.
I've played a lot, but to have that buzz, I'm loving it. And I'm enjoying. Who knows? Could be my last year. We just don't know. So, like I said, I've always enjoy every moment, because there might be too long left.
It's hard not to laugh when you say it might be my last year. You've been saying that for a long time. In fact, you've said categorically this is my last year about 3 years ago. Marcus Stoinis, we talked before about leadership with Peter Moores. It feels like he actually loves to be the leader. He loves to be the man. Now, you can be the man and not be the captain and still kind of go out there and want to dominate. but it's almost like an extra layer when you give Marcus Stoinis the captaincy in the way that he just commands things. I don't know. I think that's the most appropriate word to describe him.
Yeah, definitely. I think it showed last night. Last night was a perfect example, I reckon. Not just because, yes, he was the man of the match and starred, but the buzz, even just from the start when he got the ball in the hand, he gets a wicket, Even just step back 1 little minute before that when he bowled his first over and you look up and they've got his song title on the thing and it's, it's Big Puppy. Like, that is him. That's him to a T. That's, he wants to be the man. He is like the father figure of the group and the true leader, and that's what he loves. He thrives on that, and it showed from then. Yeah, the wicket early on, the carry on, and just the chat throughout. I love playing with him. Played with him for years with Victoria, and it's great to see him like that. And I think it does. He stands up tall. Boys jump on his shoulders, and it's like, let's go. And it definitely helps us, get that buzz, helps us perform. And then just his knowledge. He's played a hell of a lot of cricket around the world, especially T20. So his cricket smarts, understanding of the game and situations and stuff like that is superb. So it's obviously great having him as a leader out in the field. And when he goes out to bat, he wants to be the man. And I think that showed last night how he finished that game. Took down the spinner, Hussain, early on just to get a bit of momentum back. And then to finish it the way he did at the end of the surge, taking 20 off that to seal the game. Showed probably the form that he's in, but the place that he is in and headspace that, he's ready for this season. He's ready to be the man. And, he started well last night.
Now, you've played a lot of cricket with James Pattinson. Now, I'm not sure, I can't remember whether you played in the game at the MCG that day when Pattinson and Stoinis had the big battle at the MCG. Were you there, that day?
I played that game. Nah.
Stoinis is charging Patto, and it was on in the middle of the MCG. But it feels to me that Stoinis has the same ability of Pattinson to be able to inspire just through body language and through not the bowling necessarily or the batting in the case of Stoin, but it's I don't know, there's something about him that's an intangible that gets others going. Can you see the comparisons between the two of them?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just watching them. They love. It's not just being a competitor when you want to as an individual, but they do it specifically to the better players as well. They're targeting, not whether they're targeting, but they like to put pressure on the stars of the opposition. So it's not like, he wasn't sitting around last night. If it's Timmy David, he's having his words. He's having a bit of a joke with him. They're friends, but there's a battle on your hands. And I think that's they're the type of players that make you stand up and go.
So he won't get intimidated, but the team won't get intimidated. So the younger players won't get intimidated.
Yeah. And it ends up being a distraction, which helps the rest of the team. Exactly how you put it then is that the younger guys who might be like, oh, Timmy David, he's going to smash us. Whoa, this is a nervous time. But because Stoin's up and about and, sort of taking it away from everyone else, that he's willing to handle all that pressure, no different to what Pato did. Mm-hmm. And it does. It makes everyone, stand a little taller, be a little bit more confident. And the perfect example then with the bat was probably him and Keller's batting together. Stoin, takes the pressure off by getting the spinner away when he was bowling well. Eases a bit of pressure. And then gets a few off the quick. Keller starts going, and then it's flowing, and that partnership just flew to the end. I think he showed what he can do last night. I know it was 2 for 60, obviously a great game, but I think he's shown how dangerous he can already be, and that if we need to chase a big total, there's a big game coming.
And I'm a firm believer in that. There are certain players that make statements early in the season and can actually set your season up. Now, we'll find out whether it does, but there was a bit of that last night from the Stars, so I think it was particularly impressive. Campbell Kellaway, you talked about him, Tom Rogers. It feels like that, and again, I referenced Peter Moores here, and to a lesser extent Marcus Stoinis, have publicly said this isn't about Stoinis, it isn't about Maxwell, it isn't about Siddle. The improvement's going to come from those younger players and giving them a bit more responsibility. Rogers at the top, Kellaway at 3, and that's kind of working as well early.
It is. And
remember, it is one game, but the things that you've spoken about came to the fore in the first game.
It did, and I think there's probably a lot of question marks, and Tommy and Rogers has seen it enough, and obviously copped a lot of grief last year about his performances, but he's worked so hard this season, and the steps that he's taken and how he's played already this season for Victoria, or even in club cricket and the practice games. He's taken big strides, and his game has come a long way. And to see him start like he did last night, I know he's disappointed he gets out and didn't go on with it. But the way he played, in the past, he gets a couple of boundaries and he plays a shot that he probably didn't need to, and he gets himself out. Whereas last night he took his time, picked the right balls, a lot more composed, and I think because he's going to play a big role for us. And, it was nice to see him get that start. Campbell to stand up. Obviously, Sweppo on debut. Yes, experience, but get his debut, get into the game. Even welcome back Harris. Hasn't been here for a couple of years, but to see him back in the fold, it just makes for a nice balance throughout the lineup. And, it's exciting, but it is going to need those players. And there's going to be other players that come in throughout the season and going to play a part throughout. But to see these guys stand up, because that's the future of the team. It's not, us senior players are going to disappear at some stage. And, you need support roles. And sometimes it might be the senior players supporting them. But, to see what they did last night and how they started is great signs for the season to come.
Harris Ruff did bowl quickly, but didn't go up bowl quickly as you, so he's got something to work on. Glenn Maxwell's catch, he made something quite incredible look incredibly easy last night. For someone, again, you've played with him for many, many years. Is there anything that he does that surprises you anymore?
Not really. Nah. It's
that was very difficult.
It was difficult,
but it was made to look incredibly easy.
And then I just think straight back when you're talking about it, like the training session before, like you were doing some long balls, catches on the boundary, and that's how he's practicing though. Like it's like everyone else is practicing, maybe running to the side, left or right, taking a standard catch, lower or above. But he's like standing on the rope, waiting for it to get there. He's jumping up, flicking it backwards. Like he's doing all these different things. That's how he's actually practicing for those specific ones. And even when he came in, like we all knew that it had, like, as in he had to jump over the boundary. But he's like, I'm not even sure I had to do that. I think I was still in play. Like just how easy that he says that. And it's just like, but I suppose to do things like that, you have to be in that frame of mind and be able to stay relaxed, because what usually goes wrong on the boundary is you're thinking too much about it and you throw the ball and you haven't even caught it yet, so you end up dropping it or whatever. But nothing surprises now, and there's probably going to be a few more before the end of the year. But it's obviously handy to have someone like that on the boundary for you, especially when you're the bowler that gets the benefit of it.
You touched on it about how much he practices it, and I think that gets lost a lot. Is though he's got the freakish talent, he can do things that other people can't do, but he practices that more than anybody. I mean, it's his hot spot. He perfects that position in the field at long off or long on, but it doesn't happen by accident. The practice that he puts in, means that he can be quite relaxed in the process of doing it, because he kind of backs in his preparation. Yeah,
that's right. And that's true to its word, is that everyone can practice it and go, oh, yeah, I did it, and then, freakishly we'll take it. But the thing that stands out is that he practices it all the time and he's consistently taking them. I think that's probably the difference. People go, I practice it a little bit, but they don't consistently take those catches. He does that time all the time.
Yeah.
So I think, that's the key to it. It's no different than me running in trying to hit the top of off.
Yeah.
He's practicing that just as much as I'm practicing my skill. So, that's why everyone goes, oh, it looks really easy. Well, it is for him. It isn't for anyone else. But he can make it look easy because he's like, well, that's just my standard skill. I've practiced that and I do it all the time. So it still makes us laugh, like how easy he does take him. But, like I watched him, and I watched him drop him as well. He knows how to drop him at training, but he keeps going, different movements, how to stand, how to jump over the rope, what position should I be, back turned, facing it. Like he tries all the different things to work out what is going to be the best way to take the ball in that situation. And last night was a perfect example again.
Yeah. So, I mean, what he's doing is kind of emblematic of how quickly the competition has changed from when it first started. And then obviously, the power hitting of a Tim David, who you experienced last night, whacking it straight back at you. Stoinis' power as well. Are they sort of the key things that have changed since you first started playing in the BBL, or are there other things as well that sort of stand out as the game changing?
Yeah, I think that the athleticism in the fielding's always been good. I think it's always been Australian culture that the better teams in the T20 have always been potentially the better fielding team. So that's always been a part of the game. But those type of skills, I think we could always catch well. There was always lots of run-outs, sharp fielding, diving, stuff like that. But it's that kind of stuff, jumping over the rope. Because, like I said, it's happening more, so people are practicing it more.
Yep.
They're starting to learn how to do things differently. And then the power hitting, I think we've always had the power hitting, but I reckon it's how expansive the batters' games have got. I think it's not just about standing there and hitting balls over the rope down the ground. I think it's all the skill sets now. You're seeing guys power flicking them up over, short third man and short fine leg, all through the innings. So I think, they're the two things that I think have expanded the most. And then bowling's obviously got a hell of a lot better just from the sheer fact that the batting has got so good. And the batters, they're thinking the shots they can play so much more 360 now, that we had to get better at, new skills, executing different deliveries, and probably being a bit more precise on the skill sets that we wanted to work on as individuals.
Do you, I don't know whether this is too strong, but do you fear for your safety at times coming into bowl when you've got someone like Tim David at the other end that can whack it back at you as quickly as he can, where you can't get out of the way?
I don't think about it as much as, I probably do when you bring it up like that. Yeah, you probably think there is situations that, it could be quite scary, but we probably don't worry too much about it. It's probably more just like you said, that one he whacked back at me last night goes through my legs and nearly hits my hand, and I'm like, I just think back, the amount of damage I've done my hand in Big Bash balls getting hit back at me trying to catch them or stop them.
Yeah.
I don't want that again, especially this early in the season. No. But no, you're not too worried about it. And I think that you usually have enough time to move well enough into a safe position. Touch wood. But Timmy David's out of the way now, so
That's right.
look out the next one. But Timmy's probably one of the scarier ones if you had to name someone. Him, Stoin, Mitch Marsh, they're the real powerful boys that you don't want hitting back at you.
Shadab Khan's about to join us, one of our international visitors. I've got one last one for you about still playing cricket at the MCG after all those years. Do you still get those goosebumps walking up the race or coming into bowl with a crowd under lights? Does it still have that same feeling? Can you ever get tired of that?
I don't think you can ever get sick of that. I think, I could still picture coming down there as a young kid, watching Australia play at that stadium, and you're like, this is cool. And it is. It's our Coliseum in Australia, isn't it? So it's like, the place where you want to be and you want to play, and especially when it's your home ground. I think the support we got there last night was amazing. First home game of the season, and it is a great place to play. And I think you cherish it the most when you meet or introduce the people that it's their first time there. And we had some people there from Nike last night that come along with some friends, and it was their American, been some big stadiums, but for them to see that for the first time and talk about it and see it, they'll amazed. And I think that's when you realise, we're playing in a pretty special place. So that was part of the reason about the opportunity of getting back at the Stars last year, and obviously it's going to be a great place to finish my career, that's for sure. And it's hopefully in the new year when we get back for some home games that it'll be packed out and ready for that derby in the new year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you've played for both red and green. Is that rivalry real, and do you feel it's now getting to this really quite intense level that we can build on something pretty special?
100%. It's just the buzz around it, the support that both teams have in Melbourne, the crowds that turn up for it, the atmosphere around the games, and I think just those little bragging rights. It's like playing your little brother in a sport or sister or whatever it might be in the backyard. You're playing sport against your sibling and you want to win and have the bragging rights that you're better. And that's what it's like in Melbourne, and no different in Sydney for the Sydney Smash, that you just want to be you want to own Melbourne. And that's what that's their catchphrase, isn't it? Paint the city's green or the city's red. And that's what it's about. And I think that last year, like those games that we had were amazing games, both of them. I think it makes it for another huge year of the derby coming up.
All right. Shadab Khan, one of the stars, as I said, of the BBL this year from Pakistan. He's playing for the Sydney Thunder this season, and he'll join us next.
Walker attempted.
Wow. Oh, what a shot.
He's just got that power. Unbelievable.
Welcome back to The Surge. You're with Adam White and Peter Siddle. It is time to be joined by our special guest on this week's episode, and he's Shadab Khan from Pakistan and also now from the Sydney Thunder. Shadab, welcome to The Surge.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, brother.
Now, I love the fact that you're not only in the Thunder green, but you're in the Pakistan green. You've spent a few times down here playing at different teams. I think you found the right colour.
Yeah, I think I've found the right color now. I don't need to change anything now, especially the pad or gloves wise. I have to make it.
Absolutely. And I reckon you're going to get good conditions as well at NG Stadium this year as your home ground. Is that another reason why you're keen to come and play your cricket in Sydney this year in the BBL?
I was supposed to come last year as well, but this year has happened. So I hear a lot of things about our home ground. It's spinning bit. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully it will be stay like the last year, how it was spinning a bit. So hopefully stay like that.
Yeah, Shadab, obviously you're talking about the spin. You've got a lot of good spin partners there on your team. Obviously Tanveer Sanger and Chris Green. What advice do you have from them? What are you learning off them, or what are they asking you about the season ahead?
Greeny. I played with Greeny when I think 2018, 2019, we played together from there, and we know each other very well. Sanga is like a newcomer, but he's doing so well from last couple of years. So obviously, condition-wise is different from the Asia condition. That definitely I asked them about the condition, how to bowl on these type of tracks, because sometimes dimension-wise of the grounds in Australia is a bit different as well. So obviously, we both learn from each other. Sanga is with me. He tried to learn the different stuff as well from me. So I think we are all in a good space.
We think of Shane Warne as being someone that took so many wickets here in Australia bowling leg spin. He loved bowling on our pitches. You've been out here enough now to know what it's like to bowl on all our venues. How do you find bowling leg spin here in Australia?
Depend where you play, but I think dimension-wise is help you, because if you play in Asia, it's small grounds, flat tracks, it's very hard to bowl on that tracks. But I think dimension-wise in Australia is help you as a spinner, because you have a cushion. You can use your varieties and you can deceive it. You try to deceive on the flights as well. But other venues you can't, like especially if in Asia you're playing, you can't deceive it from the flight. But here you can, and you get extra bounce as well. As a leg spinner, you need that. I think as a leg spinner, it's help us if it's a little bit more bounce, and then you can use your variation with that.
So I'm interested, and don't give away too many secrets, but how many different deliveries do you have in your kit bag? Have you got sort of, you might bowl one every 100 balls, but of the ones you would go to generally, how many different deliveries have you got?
I think I play with my game plan with the 3 deliveries every game, especially T20s. So it's just, I play with that. So it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm giving you too much, but everyone nowadays is so much data driven. Everyone knew it. So I always go with the 3 deliveries every game, especially in T20s.
And when you get to the top of your mark, I always ask this question of spinners and fast bowlers. Do you know sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 balls in advance what your set is going to be, or do you make up your mind just before you bowl every ball?
I think just before every ball, because you see the situation what situation demanded and who batsman is playing against. So I think it's every ball you change it. Yes, because you can't. It's T20 cricket is so fast. You can't plan it before because it's changed in a one game situation and the run rate go away from one ball. If someone hit you a six, is everything's get changed. So I think before a ball, every ball you change it and you think you're like, oh, now on a mark you feel it like, oh, on this batsman, this situation, I have to bowl this.
Would you be the same? Do you like to sort of set a batsman up and say, okay, I'm going to go this, and then this? Or you be like, shut up, what do you get to the top of your mark and then decide?
I think you have a little bit of a plan, but like Shadab said, you have the balls that are your key, go-tos. And then it is about adjusting, whether the batter's moving around, how he's actually played the previous couple of balls. Things might have happened that you didn't expect to, so then you have to adjust, or you can stick to the same stuff that you're already bowling because that's been working. So as much as you have your other deliveries, I think, most of the time you do have the delivery that you're going to bowl at the top of your mark. Sometimes that changes as the batter may move or whatever, but more often than not at the top of the mark, you know what's going and that's what you stick with.
Yeah, okay. Your new team this year, how have you found it? I know you've only just recently you came into Sydney and so forth, but what's your initial feeling like, Shadab?
Oh no, I think I found a team which I love it because how they welcome me, how they treated me. I think that's what I needed. I think this team is my team now. So they were so welcoming, and I think I'm loving here because of the weather as well. Especially now in Pakistan, it's too cold, and now weather is. Sydney is lovely, so I'm enjoying the weather as well. So it's good.
Yeah, Davey Warner is your skipper at the Thunder. Have you played with him before, or if not, are you looking forward to playing alongside him and being led by him?
Yeah, definitely, because he's a legend of the game. I play against him a lot of time, but I never play with him. So definitely is a learning process for me as well because he's a legend of the game. So how I saw him the nets as well, how he's go about it. His energy wise, still his energy is up there. So it's so many things to learn from them.
Is he different to what he was like when you were playing against him? Now he's your friend, now he's your teammate?
Definitely is. He's totally different. He swapped his personalities, I think.
So he's totally different to what you thought.
Yeah. When you play against him, he's a totally different guy. But if you play with him, he's totally different. He's your friend. He's your mate. He try to take care of everything of you. So, but when he's playing against you, he's a totally different.
You're nodding as well, Sid. You've had that experience.
100%. Obviously, I played with him most of my career, but just knowing and giggling to myself, knowing how much of a little pest he is on the field as a teammate and going at the opposition, and similar to what we said about Stoin earlier about distracting the opposition and taking it away from everyone else. Yeah, they take a lot on themselves, and Davey he loved being that man. He loved being taking all the pressure and letting everyone else stay calm and relaxed.
So you've got the David Warner experience, but you've also now got this year the Babar Azam experience. You've got the Mohammad Rizwan experience. You've got the Shaheen Shah Afridi experience, players that you've played a lot of cricket with Pakistan with, and now against you. They're the enemy.
See, in our culture, or maybe here as well, if you lose from the friend, is hard to digest. Is the same thing for me, because your friend, they won't forget for years. Like, oh, what we did it for you with you, because we play PSL against each other, but that stay for 1 year before our next PSL. Because if they done well against me, or I done well against them, so we will talk about that for whole year. So that's a pressure is always there if you play with the mates. Definitely pressure will be there as well. I think we're playing tomorrow with the Babar against the Babar Sydney Sixers, so it will be more pressure on him than me.
So have you already worked it out, your plans to Bubba, what you're going to do to him, how you're going to confuse him? What are the sort of things you're going to do to him?
Definitely. I will talk to him because I know his weakness and everything. So definitely, he know my weakness as well. But still, I will try to hit him a first punch before the game as well.
What's it like to bowl to someone of his quality? Apart from the fact, obviously, your teammates, but I mean, we're so excited to have one of modern day's great one-day players, white ball players here in the country for the entire BBL. So, what's it like when you're getting to bowl to someone of his quality?
I think against them, you feel like an ordinary bowler. Doesn't matter how good you are bowling, because on a good ball they score in runs as well. On a bad ball, everyone score. But sometimes you bowl a good ball and they score a runs, and you feel it like, oh, it was a good ball or not. Because from the hand you feel it like, oh, it will be very good ball, but they show you it's not. It's just an ordinary ball. But that's what is factor, because he's a modern day great. He done so well in internationally white ball, especially in white ball. So definitely play with him or play against him is so much you can learn from.
The Sydney Smash is coming up this weekend. You're looking forward to it, what you've heard about it, and is it a big rivalry similar to the Stars Renegades derby?
Yeah, I hear about it. I never play it, but I hear a lot and I can sense it. Today we had a practice session and I can sense it that they're really there. So definitely I'm excited for that because I never played. So I wanted to get that type of experience. So hopefully it will be a great experience for us as a team. Hopefully we start winning from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. You've played cricket around the world, particularly on the T20 circuit. What's it like playing here in the BBL? Can you compare this competition with some of the other competitions you've played around the world?
I think it's totally different from around the world because of the power play and the surge stuff. It's totally different because the other day I bowled a surge. This is my first time, but it's very hard to bowl on that, like a surge over, because in around the world it's like 6 hour power play, and then you can plan it out what you can do it. But in Australia, it's hard to plan it out because you never know. Because after 4 hours you have a power play, and after that 10 hour you can take a surge anytime, and that time batsman gets set, and that 2 hour cushion is very hard to plan about it. I think that's a very hard, and that's a unique thing in BBL, and that's excite us as well because you're doing the different stuff from around the world.
So did the others like Shaheen and Mohammed Rizwan, we talked about Bubba, did they talk to you about if we came out for the BBL, what it would be like, considering the experience you've had in it already?
Definitely, we talk about it, and I because they play here as well before. But I said I tell everyone that when you come here, you feel like this will be your second home because how they welcome, how they treat you as a human, as a player, you will love that. So I think everyone is enjoying their time in Australia.
And the significance for Pakistani cricket to have so many of the best coming out here for the BBL. You've played a fair bit of cricket for Pakistan yourself as well in the national team. So to have so many of you out here, is that going to be significant back home in Pakistan as well?
Definitely. So everyone is excited. The Babar and the big names are here, and everyone is excited and they're watching the games. See, maybe before that, maybe we don't have too many players in BBL, but this time it's like 6-7 player we are playing, and everyone is excited. Everyone has their own. Everyone have their own fan base, and they love to watch them on a screen and play the top league in the world. So, and you feel it, and you can see the buzz around the world as well, like especially from our Pakistan. You can sense it, the buzz, because they're watching, they're following you, what you guys are doing. So yeah,
I'm interested. I hope this question makes sense. But did T20 cricket find you, or was it something that you always felt that your skill set was suited to? Because said you've played 6 Test matches for Pakistan. You've played a lot of first-class cricket, but it feels like it's more the white ball. Does that suit your game? Is it something that you wanted to do, or did the game kind of find you? Because I was looking through your numbers now. I mean, it's over 100 T20 internationals for Pakistan and now over 300 T20 games around the world as well. So you're getting very experienced for someone who's only 27 years old.
Yeah, I think when I never thought about it just a white ball stuff, but because of my injuries happen, maybe that's why I didn't play that much red ball, because when I was doing well when I played test cricket, but I got injured a lot of time because of my action and other stuff. I was getting injured a lot of time. So that's why I had a more focus on a white ball that time. So I can play more cricket for my national team and around the world as well, because longer term, like a test match or a 4 days, it was a little bit difficult for me that time because of my action.
Okay. Have you got one more question, Pete, for Shadab before we let him go?
I think the big one, is just obviously we've spoken a lot about it, and the Pakistan players coming out here. Do you think with the influx of you guys in this season, do you think in the future there's going to be a lot more Pakistan players that will want to come out and be a part of the Big Bash?
Definitely. I think you can sense it, like everyone is enjoying that, and back home as well. Because they can see it now, because this is a top league. It's hard leagues especially for a batsman who's coming from the Pakistan. It's hard to play here, and definitely everyone wanted to play here. Hopefully we can see more player from Pakistan next year as well.
Well, Shadab, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to meet you. We love watching you play your cricket. You're one of the most entertaining players in the competition. I hope it all goes well for you in the green of the Thunder. And who knows, we might be speaking to you a little bit later on in the tournament as we get towards the final series. So I hope it all goes well, and enjoy Christmas here in Australia as well.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you, Siddle bhai.
Cheers, mate. See you soon.
Shadab Khan joining us on The Surge. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to The Surge. How good was it to speak to Shadab Khan? And I was lucky enough last week to have a chat to Shaheen Shah Afridi, and that was pretty special because firstly, they're such great people, but they just love being here. They love being part of it all. And I think it's important that for us that they are here, because it's kind of validating our competition too, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's great to see, how many of them from Pakistan have come out this year. And I had the same chat with Harris during our batting innings the other night. I just asked about his story, because it was a different one. Pretty much club cricket, playing for the Stars. Yeah. Next minute he's playing international cricket for Pakistan. So even just talking to him about that and telling him about the trials, he was a net trialist in 2017. Like that's only 8 years ago. He was going as a trial just to try and get a game. And here he is, one of the best white ball bowlers in the world. So, it's great to have them out. They're great competitors, obviously Stars. And, I'm looking forward to playing against some of them. But, I love the other night playing alongside Harris and running around in the middle with him.
So Shaheen was telling me that to get into a rep team, he got to bowl 2 balls. That's all he had. There was like 1,000 people there. He got 2 balls with a tape tennis ball. Yeah. And that was all he had to get through. It's totally different. But it's great, I reckon, because it is so different. Everyone has a different story to tell, which is what you want.
It is, that's right. And I think even just hearing Shadab say that, like the people back home that are now watching it, even more so, because there is, six of them out here playing this season. That is exciting, and I think it probably is just the start of a lot more Pakistan players coming out in the future and being a part of the Big Bash.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get into our yes, no, wait for the week. Now, this is where I put you under pressure with some tough questions. The Sydney Sixers are already in strife at 0 and 2.
It's a wait. I'm going with wait. Sean Abbott still, to play a part, I think a big in. And then Sam Curran to come in a few games' time. Hopefully not in too bad a situation by the time he gets here. But yeah, going on, we were zipping 5 last year and then made the final. So they've still got time and some star firepower to come into that lineup.
Vinchy was singing the praises of Ollie Peake when he was here last week as one of the sort of the breakout players in the competition. He's already started extremely well. Your teammate Campbell Kellaway, who's been spoken about as a possible test player within the next 12 months, but he's also showing a bit at the top of the order in white ball cricket as well.
Yeah, that's a yes for me. Definitely, yeah, he is a star, and yes, more in the longer form that we've seen over the last sort of 18 months and the start of this season. But yeah, to see him go out there, start his way, and then find a bit of confidence, and then get flowing, and the way he finished last night, yeah, was unbelievable. So yeah. A bit of a challenge, I think, for the newcomer of the year, and I think Campbell's got a chance.
You can almost see in his eyes this confidence, this belief that he has in himself that he might not have had, which would be fair enough a couple of years ago. But when he's going out to bat now, you can almost see in his eyes that he feels like he belongs.
He does, and he's just that confidence. But even not his batting, even him in the field. Last night he took 3 catches, and I think just, that's somewhere that he probably felt a bit nervous, or people didn't think he was that confident, but he's buzzing around in the field now. He's taken those catches, and I think that's flowing into his batting as well, that he's enjoying his game. He's comfortable with where he's at and feels that he can belong. And I think, that innings last night, I know it's only a small one and just a start, but he can take a lot of confidence out of the way he knuckled down at the start, rotated the strike, got through, and then to be able to, advance the game, get a few boundaries, finish with a strike rate of 150. I think, that's great signs for not just him, but definitely for us as a team.
Absolutely. Okay, the Strikers were on the money with their off-season recruits. Luke Wood, Hassan Ali, Jason Sanger, Mackenzie Harvey. There's a lot of new players in that Strikers team, but they're on the money. Yes, no, or wait.
Yes, I back that in. I spoke with Painey a lot during
I was going to say a bit of a biased yes, this one.
During the PM's 11, chatted about. But yeah, they've just gone for how they wanted to line up their side, the balance that they needed, and where the gaps they needed to fill. And I think it's been spoken a lot about. He's spoken about it, about their bowling options and having that skill to be able to, defend at home, but also those tough overs all around the country, which is what you need in the big to be a contender in the Big Bash. And the ins of Luke Wood and Hassan Ali, that's huge. To go with Jamie Overton, who's already there, Henry Thornton, who is the unbelievable wicket taker. They've got a very strong bowling lineup. Obviously, they got the spin to go with that. Their bowling lineup now is pretty complete, and then add in a few extra batters with the star power that they already had at the top with Shorty and Linney. That they're in a good place. Got a soft spot for the Strikers, I do admit, but
But they're different though, aren't they? I mean, we often speak almost in baseball terms of offense and defense when it comes to BBL cricket, but you have, say, Renegades that are really big on offense, but then you have the Strikers that feels like defense is one of their key attributes. I think that's a little bit that's been the Scorchers. We've often thought about their big hitters, but it's been their bowling group that's got it done in high pressure finals. So I feel that's what the Strikers seem to have, maybe more so than some of the other teams.
Yeah, and I think it's what you sort of need for the Adelaide Oval. I think how you set up there, that batters can get going, it suits batting, but if you can own and be able to bowl well there, because it is such a unique shaped ground, being really short square, how to execute and deliver on that ground. So
you're speaking from experience. It's totally different. The MCG short straight compared to the Adelaide Oval that's short.
It is, wide. And I think going back to the years that I played there, and when we had a lot of success, we did dominate at home, and it was structured around having a really strong bowling attack that was probably a bit more defensive orientated, because you have to be, and then attack when need be. And I think, like I said, Luke Wood, Hassan Ali, both can be elite up front, but then have the ability to defend when they need to. Hassan's obviously got some serious pace when he gets it cranking as well. So that with Jamie Overton, who's already had an impact over the last few years, like I said, Thornton genuine wicket taker. They got plenty of options now.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Don't worry about Jake Fraser-McGurk or Josh Brown. It's Tim Seifert at the top of the order that's the danger man for the Melbourne Renegades. If you're targeting their sort of top 3, top 4, who's number 1 on your list at the moment?
I go no, and not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Just backing up what you said earlier is that they've got loads of firepower. So as much as you could, I don't think you can single one of them out.
Okay, yep.
That's the only reason it's a no for me is that, they've got loads of firepower. And I think even, seeing Peaky come in the other night, and yes, he's a little man, but he's a smart player and a smart batter. I love watching him play. And then, you've still got Sutherland down the lower order to strike it. So, they've got plenty of options, plenty of firepower. Like you said, they are an aggressive side, similar to the Hurricanes, how they play. Not a bad thing that it's a no. I just think, there's so many dangers in there that you've got to come prepared.
Jhye Richardson's come back quickly. It was only a month or so ago he wasn't playing at all, and then he went through club cricket, and all of a sudden he's training with the Ashes squad, and he's going to be let loose in the BBL. Does that change things for the Scorchers having him back?
I'm going wait. I know it might sound, obviously they're going to be bang, but he might be back. But who's to say that he doesn't play a part in the rest of this Test series?
Mm-hmm.
That's the unknown. So I think that's probably still the worry on the Scorchers' mind is that we might have him, but how long for? And do we lose him again? And with a team that they've got a very strong, settled batting lineup, but the losses of Berendorf and AJ Ty over the last couple of years, that's a hell of a lot of experience.
Morris isn't playing this
pretty
summer
much
either.
all there. Morris is out for the whole thing. That if he's not there, then there's a big reliance on these new guys learning fast and learning quick. And we spoke about it with the strikers, dominating at home with your bowling attack, which is what the Scorchers are known for. But if they lose that from their home games, how are they going to travel as well? So I'll go wait there because, he looks like he's bowling well. But there's every chance if something pops up, he could be playing for Australia as well as soon as next week. So
what makes him so good, Sids, that whenever he's fit, they're trying to rush him in? I mean, he's had a lot of injuries over his career. We know at the high speeds he bowls, but someone has played so much cricket as you have for Australia. What makes him such a good fast bowler?
I think the fact that he can bowl decent speed and swing it both ways. Like that's unheard of with a lot of, like there might be a fast, you bowl a bit with a bit of outswing or you bowl in swing or you're just fast. But he actually does have it all. He's got the full package. We've seen in the Big Bash over the last couple of years, which is mainly what he's played, how dangerous he can be. And it's exciting for Australian cricket to see him fit because he's got a huge ceiling with his skill set. And we probably want to see him playing a lot more for Australia in the years to come. So, as much as I don't want to play against him in the Big Bash, I'd love to see him playing a long time for Australia. So, great to see him back.
And Colin Munro, it was a tough year for him last year. And again, we've got an interview coming up with him soon where he actually spoke about his struggles last year. But we got a glimpse of him very early on in the tournament as to what he can do. Do you think he can get back to his best this season?
I think yes. I think, like we said, I think a lot of these guys come out here, especially the ones that have been coming for a long time, and they do. They want to stand up, they want to perform, and they want to win. And I think we see that with Colin, that he's hungry. He wants to win. He wants to perform well for his team. And I think with, they have a few outs with the tests on, they missing players. So he needs someone to stand up, and him being the person that he is and, one of those guys, the senior leader that he wants to be around that group that, I like watching him bat.
Yeah,
he smacked 100 against us years ago. But it was good to watch. So as much as, you don't want to get affected by it, But yeah, he's going to play a big role for them having any success going forward.
I was going to say he actually has to have a big
does.
saying things before Uzi and Marnus come back. All right, that's pretty much it for this episode of The Surge. Thank you for tuning in again. Of course, Shadab Khan, our special guest, and of course, Peter Siddle, the young fast bowler from the Melbourne Stars. But don't forget to play the daily Big Bash grid. Now you got to do that through the app. Now I know Finchy's become quite obsessed with it since he was in here last time. Are you onto it yet?
Yeah, I've actually played. I've played most of them. I think I don't do very good at them. I think there's a lot of cheating going on in a lot of them.
You
but
can't Google and all this sort of stuff. That's not fair.
I was saying earlier. I think there needs to be a timer on it.
Yeah,
I think that needs to be
yep.
the extra addition to that, because I reckon some of these low scores, there's no way known people are getting that with the numbers. But yeah, hell of a lot of fun.
It is, absolutely. So if you want to play the Big Bash grid, you've got to get the Big Bash app, where you'll not only find that great game, but also the BKT Big Bash tipping competition with $15,000 as the major prize. And it's not too late also to get involved in Supercoach if you like that as well. I know I'm totally obsessed with Supercoach with my kids. We'd had a very good first round, so we're right in amongst it. No doubt about that. And talking about Supercoach, Mike Hussey loves his Supercoach. He's going to be the co-host with me early next week on The Surge. Pete, thanks so much for coming. Really appreciate it. It was so exciting to see you bowling so well the other night. Let's hope it continues throughout the tournament.
Always a pleasure, Whitey.
Peter Siddle, our special co-host of The Surge. Make sure you join us next time. Mike Hussey, our special co-host.